Assalamualaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. The topic that we will discuss today it is the metallurgy. Metallurgy it is the process as the new branch of the chemistry. Now, in this, the materials that is concerned with the extraction and utilization of the metals. So basically, the main process is the extraction of different metals that just happened in this process. So, in this metallurgy, we will discuss all the procedures that are used to extract the metals, and the metals are extracted basically from their ores. The next process is to purify the metals, then they may be alloying metals. The metals are added into the second metal or the other metal to make their alloys and then creating the useful objects from the metals. This process is known as basically metallurgy. And in the process of metallurgy, we just practice to remove the valuable metals from their ores, and then there is refining or purifying of the metals just takes place. And here the metals that we can extract, they may be copper, iron, sodium, and etc. A lot of metals can be extracted from their ores and can be purified, and then many useful objects are being produced from there. And here we have the types of extractions. The extraction process applies one or more of three types of metallurgy. The first one here method we have pyrometallurgy, second we have hydrometallurgy, and the third one we have electrometallurgy. So let's discuss these three methods one by one. The first one is pyrometallurgy. In pyrometallurgy, what just happened? You just need to remind that pyrometallurgy it is the use of heat to reduce the mineral to the free metals. It means if we have the metals along with the minerals. So the heat will be used to extract the metals and to separate out the minerals from the metals. And usually it involves the four main steps. Now, what are the main steps? The pyrometallurgy it just takes place in the four steps. The first one step is calcination. In calcination, this is the thermal decomposition of the ore. First one, we take the ore. The ore is a substance in which the metal is having its impurity or some type of minerals. This is known as the ore, and it is associated to the elimination of the volatile products. Decomposition means when the heat is provided, now all the material that is volatile, it will be removed in the process of calcination. Then the second step is roasting, a metallurgical treatment involving the gas solids reactions at elevated temperature. Now here the temperature is increased. This process is known as the roasting process. Then the third is smelting. Here the melting process which separates the chemical reaction products into two or more layers. This is basically known as, you can say that, the melting that is associated with the smelting. Here the heat is provided and the material is converted into two layers. The last one is the refining, which is the treatment of the crude metal product to improve its impurity. When the metal is being extracted by the smelting process, then it is refined or it is purified, or all the impurities are being removed from it. This is known as the pyrometallurgy. After that, we have second type of metallurgy which is known as hydrometallurgy. The word hydro is basically related to the water or the force or the pressure. So by definition, hydrometallurgy it is the dissolution of the mineral in the solvent while leaving the gangue. Gangue is mainly the rock or the mineral matter that is having no value, or it is the basically waste attached to the metals, leaving behind the undissolved solid. So basically, in this, the ore or the mineral is get dissolved in the solvent. Now all the dissolved particles will be added in the solvents, remaining the undissolved solid. And here we have the example in which the copper is normally leached by one of the three methods, and these three methods are dump leaching, heap leaching, and the bacterial leaching. These three methods are being used for the separation of the metal or for the process of metallurgy from its ore. This was the second method and was a simple method. Then we have the third method, which is known as the electrometallurgy. In the process of electrometallurgy, basically when we have a ore, its gas particles like smoke and dust, it is removed. Then there is a mineral process. In the mineral process, we have electrolysis. Electrolysis, evaporation of the gases, and then the waste water is removed in this method. And in the mineral processing, there are mainly overburdened tailing ponds, and the waste water it is removed. Electrolysis means the use of the electricity, and lysis mean breakage. So the water is being used, or an electrolyte is being used for the process of the electrolysis. This is basically the refining process. So, electrometallurgy, it is a field which is concerned with the process of metal electrode position, and there are four categories of this process, meaning the metal electrodes are used. This first method is electrowinning, the second is electro-refining, electroplating, electroforming, and the electropolishing. All these methods are used in the process of the electrometallurgy. So this was all about today's lecture, that what does mean by metallurgy. In this, the metals are extracted from their ores, and we have learned its three methods: electrometallurgy, hydrometallurgy, and the pyrometallurgy. So the next topic that we will discuss, it is introduction to the ores and the minerals. So that time you guys keep learning and have a good day.